is going on, everyone? I first want to apologize if you hear anything in the background. My little brother is being pretty loud today. Uh, but today is a really exciting day for anyone who was not a fan of EOC right now. We got a lot of stuff we gotta talk about here. The combat improvement beta. So basically, the EOC is going into a second state of beta. This one will incorporate a bunch of new mechanics that are going to be introduced to the evolution of combat that will really give people that didn't like the current system a little bit more leeway. I mean, it's still the EOC fundamentally, but you're going to have new ways to not have to button mash and basically play the game almost like it was before. Um, I haven't tried it yet, so you can't take my word for it. I don't think anyone has. I don't know if it's launched right now. I think I might have missed that part of the video. But um, it should be a lot closer than it was currently to the pre-version of EOC. Alright, so let's actually dig into this and start talking about the updates here. Alright, so special attacks. Do you guys remember the Dragon Claw specking? Yes. With special attacks, they are putting them back on weapons, and this is just so huge. Like, it sounds cool, but when you actually think about it, it's just an absolutely massive update. Can you now imagine that across the entire tiers of weapons, that they're going to be even more diversified in giving more reasons for each item to be used? That's just crazy. Oh my god. Like, there are just hundreds of weapons, and when you put special attacks on them, especially different special attacks, it's really going to make use of those items that kind of fell off of the planet by not being used. For example, dragon weapons gotten pretty dang cheap. But now that they'll have special attacks back that will be acting like abilities, but used like special attacks, I don't know, it just sounds really cool. It sounds like a brand new way to just diversify combat further, and that's awesome. Okay, so Revolution is basically almost like Momentum, except you get to set up abilities, and it'll run through a certain amount of abilities in order that you have them set to. That's kind of cool. It means less button mashing, and it still allows you to use your thresholds and ultimates, which is nice. Momentum Plus, this is basically, I don't know, I found it kind of like the same thing as Revolution, but they're going to upgrade it so the intensity gameplay without locking out other combat features. This means when using upgrade systems, you'll accumulate adrenaline and can activate ultimate abilities and special attacks without breaking the momentum. So I think basically what that's saying is you can have momentum, but it's still going to go up with adrenaline, so when you want to use ultimate abilities, you can, and when you want to use your weapon specials, you can, kind of like in the previous version, before EOC, where you could just use your ultimate or your weapon ability. That's pretty cool, but I still think the special attack thing is honestly the best thing on here. It was just absolutely blew my mind. Ability queuing, basically what I said before, but what this one does is if an ability isn't ready, instead of spamming the ability is not ready yet in your chat, it's actually going to go ahead and select it, so it will basically perform that ability afterwards for you. That's pretty cool. I mean, I think that means if you select an ultimate ability, while your bar is going up, it will stay selected until your bar hits 100, and then it'll just go off. That's pretty cool. Action bar setup. It's basically going to have some presets to help you kind of figure out what you want to do. That's kind of cool, but for anyone who's actually been playing the EOC since its release, I think everyone's got a very, very strong kind of method and some of their favorite abilities to put onto the bar, so I think this is more for the people that are coming back or new people coming in so they can learn it better. And I think the learning curve to EOC is really important. I mean, this game went from being a game that was dice rolling to a game that was dice rolling with a little bit of skill. to combat. And I say a little bit of skill, and I mean a little bit, because it doesn't have all that skill that you think it would. It's just less of a dice roll than the previous version of the game, and that's really important because it makes combat feel like it's more in your control when you're using the abilities at the correct rate or a way to get the upper hand on your opponent, and that's something that wasn't in the game before, and that makes combat really awesome for me. Quick loadout switches, basically, changing your equipment. You can actually load out things. This is kind of like in Dungeoneering. We saw this, you could have 3 preset loadouts of your binds, and you could just go up to him and talk to it, and click a new loadout, and it'll switch that armor for you. Now, I think it'll work quite similarly, I can't speak, similarly, to how it works in Dungeoneering, except I think you'll just have a quick switch option in your combat area, and I don't know. That sounds pretty cool. So it also means that people will be switching combat styles constantly in PvP. Speaking of PvP, PvP refinements. They're basically going to be collecting essential combat tweaks and rebalances, including changes to stun durations, incoming damage, PvP minigames, and removing the global cooldown and weapon switching. You know, I hope that the stuns only are reduced for people, because stuns are super nice when killing Ganodermic beasts. I mean, they can't attack you, really. Or they can attack you, it's just they can't get that close up, chewing away at your health ability, and that kind of sucks. So the stuns are awesome. But yeah, if they reduce it in the PvP areas, that'd be okay for me. Just nowhere else, please. If you guys haven't seen the video yet, you could go ahead and see it on RuneScape's channel. I hope you guys liked this video, found it I hope that it had enough information for you. I'm a little bit tongue-tied right now. That kind of sucks. But I gotta go to work very, very soon. So I just really wanted to get this video kind of talked about and out to you guys. So with that being said, thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you all next time.